आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सोल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
Hello friends, welcome. The question states, if n, p, q and r are consecutive integers, so these four are consecutive integers, what is their sum? And then we have to comment on whether the sum is even or odd. So before we dive into this question, let us look at some concepts. So guys, there are three important concepts when we talk about addition of odd or even numbers, right? So let us look at them one by one. Now, the first concept, right? The first concept, that is when we add two even numbers, so even plus even. So whenever we are adding two even numbers, it results in an even number. So whenever we add two even numbers, the end result is even. For example, if we add 2 plus 4, we will see that the result is 6. Second, when we add two odd numbers. So odd plus odd results in an even number. Now notice, when we add two even numbers, we get an even number. But when we add two odd numbers, we are actually getting an even number. So this is very important. It's not odd, it is actually even. So for example, if I add 5 plus 7, it's going to give 12. And 12 is an even number, right? The third property is that when we add an odd plus even, which is same as, so this is equals to even plus odd, right? Because addition is commutative in nature. So odd plus even or even plus odd, we can interchange the position, right? And even if we consider them as different cases, we get that it always results in an odd output. So when we add odd and even or even and odd, we are always getting odd end result, right? So say we have 5 as odd number, 6 as even number, or 6 as even number, 5 as odd number. Does not matter the way, the order in which we add them, we are going to receive an end result which is 11 and it is odd. Now guys, talking about the general form of an even number or an odd number, we can have an even number. So even number is of the form twice of n, right? It's twice of n. So even number is of the form twice of n, where n is an integer. So z is a sign for integer. So here n is an integer and even number is of the form 2n, twice of n. And odd numbers are of the form 2n plus 1, and n belongs to z or integer. So n is also integer over here. That means we can actually say that even numbers are always divisible by 2, whereas odd numbers are never properly divisible by 2 because twice of n, so that means this part should be divisible by 2, but there will always be a remainder left. So even number are of the form 2n and odd numbers are of the form 2n plus 1. Now, talking about this particular question, here it is said that if n, p, q and r are consecutive integers, what is their sum? So, what does consecutive integer mean? So, consecutive integers are any four numbers picked up in sequence. So, any four consecutive numbers. So, if I take an example, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or they may be 7, 8, 9, 10 and etc. But what is common to them, right? We can see that 1 is odd, 2 is even, 3 is odd and 4 is even. Similarly, 7 is odd, 8 is even, 9 is odd, 10 is even. But if I talk about 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 2, 3, 4 and 5. Here 2 is even, 3 is odd, 4 is even and 5 is odd. That means there could be two different kind of possibilities in which we can arrange or we can obtain four consecutive integers. And what are those? Odd, even, odd, even, right? or even, odd, even, odd. So this is the first possibility, this is the second possibility. But if you notice, in both of the cases, we have two even numbers and we have two odd numbers, right? We can say that no matter what, there will be two odd numbers and two even numbers. So the final sum will contain two even numbers plus two odd numbers, right? And their sum will be the final answer. Now, if we look at the three properties, we can easily say that two even numbers give a rise to an even number. And two odd numbers also give a rise to an even number. So if I'm going to say that these two even numbers, if they are added up, right? So they will result in an even number. Similarly, if these two odd numbers are added up, they will result in an even number, right? Because two even numbers give rise to an even number. Similarly, two odd numbers give rise to an even number. So two even give rise to even, and this is very important, two odd numbers also give rise to an even number. And if we add both of them, again it's the same case, even plus even. So it is also going to be a even. That means our end result or the answer to this particular question is even. So if n, p, q and r are consecutive integers, what is their sum? That means their sum is even number, or the answer is even. Remember guys, but whenever we add odd and even, then the final output to the final answer is odd. That is it guys. Thank you so much for watching.
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट, IIT, जेईई मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनेट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।